Hello everyone. In today's lecture, we are going to see IS 962-1982 Code of Practices for Architectural and Civil Engineering Drawing. And we also see how the drawing should be. Right. In IS 962-1989 Code of Practice, some instructions are given. Before that, we will see what is the purpose of drawing. Now, drawing is the language of engineer. In civil engineering, drawing is language. By using drawing, you can represent or visualize what's going on in owner's mind, right? Means drawing represents reduce the shape of structures and owner's visualization what is going to be happen. Now drawings provide the instructions and guidance to architect, then engineers and workmen at field construct the structure according to the dimensions provided in the drawings. To know the estimated cost and quantities of materials is based on the approved drawings, so the drawing is very essential. To construct a building or any structure related to civil engineering, that may be building, bridge, road, or culverts, then dam, any structure or different parts of structure and different views of that structure, for that drawing is essential so that approval of the work from sanctioning authority can be obtained. Make a note that drawing is a essential contract document. Drawing is a essential contract document. Detailed drawings are prepared before actual execution and given to the contractor. The exact information which he needs are given to him in the form of drawings. So the drawing should be clear, then it should be simple and clean, and be accurately drawn so that scaled measurements agree with figures and should be free from repetitive details. This is the purpose of drawing. Then prime requirements of good drawing. What are the prime requirements of good drawing? I will tell you some points regarding the qualify a good drawings. So first point is drawing should be accurately drawn so that scaled measurements agree with figures. Drawing should be accurately drawn so that the scale measurements agree with figure and should be free of repetitive details. Then it should be clear, simple and clean. I have already told that. Then next one, neatness and ability of correlative details and their arrangement in logical sequence are required. Then drawing should give the exact information so that work can be carried out on site without scaling for missing measurement. Then again one prime important point is a ample space should be provided between views to permit placing of dimensions without crowding. So that you can easily read the dimensions on the drawing. Then notes on drawing should be held in a minimum requirement to support the drawings. If there are you have to mention some notes, then that should be provided. Then the arrangement of all views should be done by providing uniform clear space around these views. For this, light sketch for the area required for each view according to the scale adopted should be drawn. These are some prime requirements of a good drawing. Then different types of drawings are there. We will see The first drawing is your preliminary drawing. Now preliminary drawing means it is drawn proportionately but not to the scale. It may be to the scale or it may not be to the scale. Generally it not to the scale, prepared to serve as a basis for more definitive drawings showing the designer's general intention. It gives just intention or idea, but without scale you can get idea from that drawing. Then changes in the layout of rooms, doors, windows or any part can be done before exerting the labors at this stage. We cannot give this drawing to the laborers or any contractor. So without this drawing, with this drawing, no anyone can construct the building or execute the work. So this is just for your finalizing the drawing and for idea for visualizing the primary drawings are prepared. Then second one is your diagram. Diagram is drawn either to scale or not. It is just to show axis, then circulation means passages between two different rooms or units, then installations and functions of a different parts of a building in a simplified way. For that we'll draw not to the scale diagram, that is called as a diagram. Then next one is your working drawing. Now this is the set of drawings required for execution of work. We will give this drawing to the execution of work, means it is finalized drawing, right? For a building construction this includes foundation plan, then different floor plans for different floors, then in that included roof plan, then different sections, that may be longitudinal section, then cross sections, then elevation of your building, then architectural and structural details. All these drawings are done in working drawings. Then dimensions and bearings, all the indications required for construction are mentioned in working drawings. In these working drawings, the site plan and general drainage agreements are also provided. This is all about working drawing. Uh, in whenever you will pass out and you will join the industry, while joining the industry you get to know that for construction purpose or execution purpose you will get working drawings. That working drawings are called in industry, that drawings are called as a GFC drawings, means good for construction drawings. Number of changes, number of repetitions or changes has been done, and at last one drawing is finalized. That drawing is called as a GFC drawing, that is good for construction drawing, that is used for working, right? Now next one is your location drawing. In location drawing there are two types of drawings. First one is your layout plan and second one is your site plan. We will see while drawing the plan, we will see what is meant by layout plan and what is meant by site plan. I will just brief about the layout plan. Layout plans are drawn to identify site relation to town plan or other wider context, right? Now layout plan shall be drawn to a scale not less than 1:500. We'll talk about scale also, but just take a note that layout plan shall be drawn to a scale not less than 1:500, means the minimum scale required for layout plan is 1:500. Then site plan. Now plans used to locate the position of site in relation to neighboring street, the name of street in which the building is proposed to be situated, right? If any, means of axis and general layout site. Then in this site plan the orientation of building along with the north direction line is shown. The position of water, then sewer line, inspection chamber may also provided in this site plan. This is all about location drawing. Then we'll talk about margins on drawing sheet. Now there are different drawing sheets having A0, that is full scale drawing sheet, then A1 drawing sheet, then A2 drawing sheet, then A3, A4. We'll use up to A4 drawing sheet. But generally we are using A1 drawing sheet, A2 and A3 drawing sheet. Right? Now how the margin should be kept for that drawing sheet. Now for margin, a blank border of 20 mm will be kept on all sides of that sheet, and of that blank border, parallel to that blank border, you have to keep 5 mm apart line. That line is your border of your sheet. Means from the edge of your sheet you have to keep 20 plus 5 mm, that is 25 mm border to all over your sheet. This is about margin line on drawing of sheet. Then title block. Title block, we called it as a also nameplate of your sheet. Now what is meant by title block? The title block is an important feature in a drawing since the facilities obtained uniformity and present details like a drawing title. What is included in that? Drawing title, then name of organization or firm, then drawing sheet number, then scale of your sheet, then date of your drawing, then name of architect. All these details are mentioned in your title block, that is in your nameplate. Now what should be the size of nameplate? Now generally for 594 by 841 mm sheet, that is A1 size of sheet, or 421 mm by 594 mm sheet, that is A2 size of sheet, we are generally use title block as a 150 mm in length and 100 mm in height. 150 mm in length and 100 mm in height. In our whole submission, we have to use the A1 sheet or A2 sheet. So we are providing the title block with 150 mm by 100 mm. And other sheets like A3, A4, we are providing the title block of 123 mm by 50 mm. Right? But keep in mind that you have to provide the title block as a 150 mm in length by 100 mm in height. This is about title block. Then schedules. A rectangular block is drawn immediately above the title block to express some additional information such as the size of doors and windows, that we called as the schedule of opening, then types of doors and windows. These schedules, then schedule of reinforcement, quantity required. That rectangular block is provided above the title block, that is called as a schedules. We will see while drawing the sheets. Then next one is your north point. Now north point shall be clearly indicated and preferably drawn on the right hand top corner of your sheet. Suppose this is your sheet. See here, I will show. Suppose this is your sheet, right? In your sheet, the nameplate or title block is in your right hand bottom corner. Here is your title block, and above that title block you have to provide schedule. There you can provide this block as a schedule block, and in the right hand top corner, this portion is only used for your north direction. You have to show north direction in this portion, right? The north point shall be clearly indicated and preferably to drawn on the top, on the right hand top corner of the drawing. Specimen of north point are illustrated, right? Then we'll see selection of scale. Now selection of scale depends on the degree of accuracy required of scaled distance in preparing drawing. Now the scale means what? Suppose on ground there is 10-meter length. That 10-meter length you have to show on your paper. means 10 meter length of ground you cannot show as it is as a 10 meter on your paper, so because paper is less in size, right? So we are reducing that 10 meter in some into some scale, and that scaled length we are showing on your paper, that is called as a scale, right? Now selection of scale depends on degree of accuracy required for scale distances in preparing drawings. Largest scale conveniently possible shall be adopted. All important dimensions should be explicitly indicated on the drawings so that the work may be executed without restoring to scale measurements from the drawings. Now see example, 1 centimeter is equal to 10 meter means scale is 1 as to 100. Now how the scale is 1 as to 100? See here, 1 centimeter is your scale on paper and 10 meter is scale on your field or ground, right? Now 1 centimeter is equal to 10 meter means 10 meter length of ground you have converted it into 1 centimeter on your paper, right? Then this is called as a 1 as to 100 scale. How? The 10 meter, we are converting 10 meter into centimeter. Now 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter means 10 meter is equal to 1000 centimeter, right? Now 1 centimeter is equal to 1000 centimeter, correct? So 1 divided by 1000 is your 1 as to 1000. This is your scale. Similarly, 1 centimeter is equal to 2 kilometer means what is the scale of your sheet? Then see here, 1 centimeter is equal to 2 kilometer means how many centimeter? 2 kilometer means 200 meter. 200 meter into 100 is equal to 2 lakh centimeter. So the 1 centimeter is the scale is 1 as to 2 lakh, correct? Then see for working drawings, plans and elevations and sections. For working drawings, plans and elevations and sections, we are providing generally this scale. 1 centimeter is equal to 1 meter means 1 meter on ground we are converted into 1 centimeter on your paper. That is, this is ideal scale 1 as to 100. Sometimes we are providing 1 centimeter is equal to 2 meter, that is 1 as to 200 scale. Or suppose the ground or your plan is your building is small, then it can be you have to show some details, so we are enlarging the scale, so we are providing 1 centimeter is equal to 0.5 meter, that is 1 as to 50 scale. Now for large scale drawings, now large scale drawings means see here, 1 as to 100, 1 as to 2 lakh, the number increased in a scale, that means you are providing small scale plan, right? If this number is reduced, see here, 2 lakh, then 100, then here 20 means this is enlarged plan, right? Means what you are providing, 20 centimeter on ground is equal to 1 centimeter on your paper, means you are zooming your plan, right? These are large scale drawings. In large scale drawing we are generally provide 1 centimeter, 1 as to 20 scale or 1 as to 10 scale. And enlarged details, we have to show the all details of drawing and enlarging drawing, then we are providing 1 centimeter is equal to 5 centimeter, that is 1 as to 5 scale or 1 as to 2 scale or 1 as to 1 scale. 1 as to 1 scale means if you are providing 1 centimeter on ground, 1 centimeter on plan, then that should be 1 centimeter on your ground or on your field. Means if there is a 1 meter length in your field, that means you have to draw 1 meter line on your paper. This is the enlarged detail scale. Now next, see here, there are some drawing sheets, a series format, a naught sheet having dimension 841 by 1189. Then if we were divided this A0 sheet in a half part. This is A0 sheet of full dimension, means 841 meter by 841 mm by 1189 mm. If you half this sheet, then you will get the half portion as a A1 sheet, that is 594 by 841 mm, right? Then if you again divide this A1 sheet into half portion, then you will get A2 sheet. The A2 sheet having size 420 mm by 594 mm. Then again you divide A2 sheet in a half portion, then you will get A3 sheet 297 mm by 420 mm, right? Like this you will see the different sizes of sheets, but for our practice we are using A1 sheet only, right? Then we will see code of practice for architectural and building drawings. Now this is IS code IS 962 1982 1989. This is IS code. Now we'll see, we already see the how the drawing should be and the scope of drawing. Then sizes, see here also they have given dimensions of sheets A0, A1, A2, A3, A4, right? Then we'll see layout of drawings. We already discussed about layout of drawings. These are dimensions of sheets. Then we'll see now we have also discussed about the scales, what the scale should be. Here enlargement scale, full scale, then folding of prints. Now there is one part in this IS code, how to fold the sheet. Now the A1 size of sheet, A0 size of sheet, or A2, A3 size of sheets, you will not get that size of file to kept it, right? So we have to fold that sheet and kept in a file. Now there is one standard procedure how to fold the sheet. Now we will see the folding sheet of A1 sheet, right? How we will fold the A1 sheet. Now we already discussed about layout title block, right? The title block is on your right corner bottom, correct? Now in title block there are different details, architectural name, then scale of your sheet, then sheet number, then date, then title of your sheet. All the details are provided in your title block. So whenever you open the file, you will get to know which sheet is that. So you, it is clearly visible the title block when you open the file. So we have to fold the sheet such that the title block is on your upper side. Now how we will fold the sheet? See here, there is one folder, fold number 1, fold number 2, fold number 3, and fold number 5. Then fold number 4, fold number 5, and fold number 6. We have to give 6 fold to your sheets. Now the first fold is on 210 mm. You have to fold the sheet like, see here, this is the, this portion is your this, and on the 210 mm you have to fold the sheet like this, right? And after folding 210 mm you have to fold again 130.5 mm sheet, means this portion, then again 130.5 means this portion, and then again 185 means this portion, and 185 means this portion. You have to first fold the sheet in this manner, then you have to fold here fold number 5, right? In fold number 5 what you have to fold, you have to fold sheet from here to here like this, like this. You have to fold from here to here. After folding here, what you have to do, you have to again folded sheet you have to fold it back, means like this. Here we will fold first like this, then this is, this point is this point, right? First, and this point is your title corner point. First we fold here, then it get half, then From here we will fold it back, so the title block will be on your upper side, right? And after that your sheet will be look like this, and we will punch here and kept in a file. This is the folding. You can do YouTube for this and try it at your home, and see you can fold it like this or not. Then we will see uh, line work. I will provide this IS code in your WhatsApp group. Just everyone go through it and see the different parts, how the drawing should be, how to draw the line plan into develop plan. Everything you have to see here. I will just brief you. Then there are some types of lines. We will see these are some types of lines. This is continuous thick line, that is called as a line, B line, C line, D line, E line, F line, G line, H, J, K. All the lines are provided, and the description of each line is given in this IS code, right? That is continuous thick line, continuous thin line. When general application, when this line should be used, all that is given in this code. Now, after that, lettering and dimension, how the lettering should be done, and how you have to give dimensions. If there is, you have to show the length of any portion, then how the dimension is given. Just here projected line and straight line between that projected line, and you have to give the length of that line. This is also one you can show like this dimensions. Then you can initially you can use stencils for your lettering, for uniform lettering. The lettering should be the length and height, there should be a ratio. Your height should be, suppose you are providing 5 height, then your width of your lettering should be 4 right? Suppose here, see here, w, you have to show w, means height of w should be 5 then if you are providing 5 height, then width of w should be 4 like this. You have to provide the lettering, and lettering should be generally done in one stroke only. Don't lift your pen just when you are doing the lettering. Complete one letter just in a one stroke. And these are some uh, symbols for doors, windows. You can go through it, and this is also one main part. There are symbol for different items, means suppose light plug, you have to show in drawing light plug. Then the how you will show light plug in your drawing, you have to show this symbol, right? Like this. There are different symbols, like a meter. If you have to show meter, then symbol for meter is this. Then symbol for bell. Just go through it, all symbols. Now here a line consisting of medium length dashes for a soil or combined drains. The line should be like this. A dotted chain line for a surface water drain, the line should be like this. You have to see this code. I will provide this code with in your WhatsApp group. Then in site plan, we have to show some different symbols for a gully trap, then manhole. That all symbols are found you in this code. If there is a river, then how to show the river bank. Everything is in this code. So this is the very important code for architectural point of view and civil engineering point of view, right? If they you have to show temple, then symbol for temple, symbol for church, like this. Then again one abbreviations for different items and terms is given. Suppose bitumen, you have to show the bitumen, then abbreviation for bitumen is BIT, then cast iron CI, chain CH, all the abbreviations are given. You can use these abbreviations during the drawings. Then after abbreviation, see here symbol of materials and in section. Suppose you are drawing the section and in section you are cutting the brick wall, then cutted brick wall is shown in this symbol. Like that, if you are cutting the concrete in section, then concrete will be shown like this. These are all the symbols you have to show. Just go through all the symbols. This is also one main part. With this, I will stop here and will share this code with you. Thank you.